able to meet up the expectations when we get to the tournaments.
Sure, of course. And I know that Coach Bex, who is a staunch backer of development junior football, will have quite a lot to say about that as well. But let's cut it for now, because Coach Bex runs his own youth academy, the BN Academy there, so he has a lot. But let's cut that one for now. We want to talk about Dynamo Dimbare and the students. And of course, who's counting? I bet I'm the only one counting in this whole country. 168 days to go to AFCON 2025 Morocco. Are you counting? I think, Chief, were you counting?
I was almost there.
Yeah. Chief was starting to count. You see, I count every day, so you must. 168 days. Coach Bex wasn't counting. He was also starting to count now. 168 days to go to AFCON. Right, let's now go to Mbiles. And there, Dynamo Dimbare arriving at the ceremonial home of football at Rufaro Stadium. This is the most illustrious team in Zimbabwe. They've won the league title 21 times. Nobody else has done that. But this season, they might be relegated. As we see the kit and Chief Justice, no, maybe let for now, I don't want you to talk about Dimbare for now. Let's give it to Coach Bex. Coach Bex, to get relegated with this lovely kit. Hey, Agomana, Shijaita.
Lovely kit. But I think for a team to be relegated, all stems from planning. Whether planning is good or planning is poor. And when a team like Dynamos is now failing to go on in camp.
Coach Bex, no, you, the crowd, sorry to butt in. This is poor for a Dynamos match. The crowd.
This is a sign that things are really not going on, and I think those who are running Dynamos, they need to be worried, to be really worried, and try to do something to make sure that Dynamos gets that support which it used to have. Because we used to say Dynamos have got a 12th man who will push them when things are not going well. But in this case, the 12th man is nowhere to be seen. And as I've
maybe they are on the way, Coach Bex.
they might be on the way. But I don't want to believe that with the time we have for the start of the game, they can be able to fill the stadium. There's no way they can fill the stadium. And I think as Dynamos, I think the owner himself, as well as the executive, they really need to be seriously, need to be worried. But I think one thing which is positive about Dynamos is we saw last weekend when they went to Kariba, they managed to go and collect a point. In Kariba, where most teams have failed to collect points, that on its own might be a sign that technical team are doing well.
Yeah, Coach Bex, the students, Dynamos' bogey team arriving at Rufaro Stadium, sitting pretty at number 8, flying high. This are the students, Herentials, and every time they play Dynamos, they make it so difficult for them. They've met 11 times. Dynamos have won 3 times. The students have won 3 times, and 5 games have ended in draws. So you see what I'm talking about. And Chief Justice, this is the team with the white kit, just like your team. And you've said it before. This is the team that you don't want to meet.
You know, you see, the Herentials, they've always showed energy whenever they're playing. You know, they always do their best, and in whatever circumstances, they are always playing good, and they play as a team. You know, it's a unit team. You know, despite people calling them, they play with a one-man shot. But I never seen anyone taking advantage of that, because they always get result.
That's right.
And it's difficult to beat them, especially in the first half. If they can be doing anything in the first half, then second half they always win games. So I'm not saying this game is easy for Dynamos. It's never easy for Dynamos. This is the game which is very, very difficult for Dynamos. And of course, you know, Herentials last season they played very well, and they were in top 4. And also this year that's the time they start to push.
Right, let's talk to the 2 coaches, starting with Madzibaba Solcha Minuka, and then of course after that Uncle Paul Benza.
Well, we have also done a little bit of our homework in as far as, you know, the window, and I am sure that we are going to start climbing up the ladder very soon. Starting today's game, I know derbies are difficult games, but with what I have seen my boys doing, prior even to preparations for this game, I am full of confidence that we are going to getting out of the muddy, relegation zone we are in.
Goals have dried up. Where do you think it has gone wrong for you?
Now we are working, and I think it's only the previous game that we haven't scored, except for the game against Kariba, where we had plenty of opportunities, but we failed to seal in the game. But I am sure today, being at home, our familiar Rufaro Stadium, we should be good to scoring goals today.
Lack of fans, obviously, we're used to Kumari filling up the stadium.
Yes, I think it is not surprising looking at where the team is. Right, but I am sure that very soon we are going to be filling this stadium. This second round is going to be very different from our first round. Sure.
Thank you very much.
Madzibaba said there, Madzibaba Sol Chaminuka saying that this second round of the season is going to be different from the first. So, wow. I think that must be music to the ears of the Dynamos fans. Right, Paul Benza, uncle, had this to say about the students.
Yeah, a trick encounter, and I hope it's going to be interesting because it has always been a derby and it has always been intense from the first minute to the last minute. And we're going to give our all because we really need the win, just like they also need that win.
And obviously, languishing mid-table, and they're just in the microwave of relegation. Dynamos, maybe. Where do you see yourselves by the end of the match?
Yeah, if all goes well, we're supposed to be in the top 5 by the end of the match because we really need the 3 points. We don't need the draw. And if you fail to get that, it will be very unfortunate because we have been preparing to get a win. Not that we're looking down upon the Dynamos because they're not doing well. We respect them. They're a big team. But we really need the 3 points.
Thank you very much. I wish you all the best in the match.
The head coach of the students' Herentials, we call him uncle. He is Paul Benza. Yes, the younger brother of the director of Herentials, that's Innocent Benza. And on that, just talking about that, Chief Justice and all the Dynamos fans want to win this one. Well, all the Herentials fans want to win as well, but there's one Herentials follower in particular. His name is Tariro Benza. He's the son of Innocent Benza, the director, IB9. His own son turned 1 year old today, Lyle. That's the son of Tariro Benza. And he was saying to me, I met him at church in the morning. His son was getting baptized. And he said it will be a double celebration if Herentials can win today. So, you see, it means a lot to Dimbare. It means a lot to the students. And Coach Bex is going to be quite something. Herentials needed, as we heard Paul Benza saying, they want to go to the top 5.
Yes, they want to go to the top 5, but I think when we look at the last 3 games they've played, Herentials haven't been really collecting points, haven't really been winning games, and that one is should be worrying on the part of Herentials, and I think should be sweet music to Sol Chaminuka, the Dynamos head coach, to say this team has been struggling. Why not try to capitalize on that and collect the 3 points?
But they've been drawing, they haven't been losing.
Yes, they have been drawing, but with the way they have started the season, at one time I think they were in top 5, and now they are in top 8, which is a sign that things have not been going as well as it has been when they started the season. So from that assessment, analyzing that as a coach, you will say, this guy, we have got an opportunity to get something. But unfortunately, I heard so saying, this second half, we need to be going up. And when I looked at their lineup, there is no new player to say the window is opened. They are supposed to be sprinting to get to the top by bringing in new players as early as possible. I'm seeing the players who played last week and the previous week only on the lineup. That to me is really worrying on the part of Dynamos. And also I've discovered that their left back is on suspension.
That's Abel Gwatidzo.
Abel Gwatidzo is on suspension. Chinyengetere is upstepped to triangle. So when I look at the players they don't have any left-sided defender who can play today, so that they will end up playing a right-footed defender on the left. That becomes like a disadvantage on the part of the team.
Yeah, of course, no more Chinyere there, no longer around at Dynamo Dimbare. Well, you can expect the Dynamos fans, he won't be playing today, but he's bound, he's already signed, we believe, Wisdom Mutasa. Yes, remember, the son of the former Dynamos midfield magician who's now head coach at Moss. That's Lloyd. His son, the elder one, that's Wisdom. The other son plays for Tel 1, Panache. So Wisdom Mutasa, back at Dynamos. But the social media was awash with Ocean Mushure coming, Simba Mambare coming, Allen Boragadzikwa coming, none of that. And William Manondo coming, none of that. No, it was just social media. But Wisdom Mutasa is back, but he won't be playing today. So it's the same guys who were in the first half. The window is still open. So Shadrach Nyawa has got all to do. And as we told you, Abel Gwatidzo is on suspension. So they really need all the guys to come to the party. Let's look at Dimbare from this perspective of the chief. The same old guys, same old boys, same young old boys for Dimbare. So they really need to come to the party.
Yeah, you know, like I said before, this is a test for them. One of the most difficult games for Dynamos is against Herentials, always. So what is needed today, I was so impressed anyway with Coach Chaminuka. He's confident enough. He's trying to bring in some confidence in everyone. And of course, he mentioned about the game in Kariba, like what Coach Beck before said about getting a point in Kariba, which is more difficult as well. And now it seems that they want to set the foot. But of course, you needed some new guys. You know, especially up front. Yeah, all the rumors about the new players they've been talking about, I would maybe certainly stay, because the team it wasn't bad in other departments. You just needed a goal scorer. Maybe I would try to bring in Manondo by force. Let him come and play. I think he because when he was playing for Cape United, he was everyone knows he's a natural goal scorer. So
he's not being used at Simba Bora, is he?
Yeah, he's not being used.
Yeah.
So for me, I think he can as well come back here. He's also used to play at high stage. These Dynamos and Cape United more like the same. He can come in at Rufaro. He can play all over. I think you would bring in goals for Dynamos. I would say rather they want to settle for other players. Maybe I wouldn't say Ocean is a bad character, but I think they would not need him because of late. You know, Dynamos wasn't losing 4-0. They are losing just 1-0 and they are drawing 1-1. They are drawing 0-0. What is lacking are goals. They need to fire up front. So they need that up front, which is very strong, to complement Frank, who's been doing well, but he just needs someone who can guide with him up front, and they have a good support. But the rest, I think they've been doing well. And of course, there are certain games where they you know, the setup of Dynamos, they were not doing so well, and they've got in and out off the field and on the field problems. So this is how you should in the second half just bring Manondo, try to help up front, and we get him even for a loan for 6 months. Whether it's you can negotiate whether you have money or no money, but you can negotiate. I think him Manondo would also be interested because he's not playing.
That's right.
Yeah.
It never used to happen. It never used to happen. Dynamo's men crying for a former Cape United player to come and do the how times have changed. How times have changed. But that's football for you. That's football for you. Chief William Manondo. Yeah, he's not being used anyway. It's Simba Bora. I don't know.
But I understand. I understand he has been injured. I think that's the main. So I understand he was injured. And I don't know whether that he has recovered and might decide to say, I can play week in, week out, and I need to look for a team to go and play week in, week out.
Right, that's we had the bit about Dynamo Dimbare from Chief Justice Majavi. What about the students? Yes, they'll be looking forward, of course, to Ralph Kaundera. Dynamos will know all about him. Tino Benza know all about him. We are ready now to transport you to Mbiles to join DJ Stanley Katsande, who is sitting alongside Joseph Nkani. Remember, they are both Liverpool supporters. We'll be talking to you at halftime. It's Dynamo Dimbare taking on the students.
Under suspecting the wife A very good afternoon to you all and welcome to Rufara Stadium where Dynamos are hosting Herentials, the students. And that's the team in pink and white. Dynamos in all blue with white stripes on their shoulders. As you see there, the match officials led by Israel Nerera Bright Kusosa and Rumeki as the toss is being conducted. And any minute now the game will be getting on as the two sides have completed their pre-match rituals with Dynamos away to your left and Herentials on the right, but it looks like they'll be taking the left-hand side, and Dimbare will be defending the Mbare end of Rufaro Stadium. A quick look at the two teams here. Tafire Mutsa is in goal today, but Dynamos are playing without their captain Emmanuel Jalai, who picked up an injury on national duty, and of course Gwatidzo not in the side after accumulating a number of yellow cards, resulting in him being suspended. Agema, Ngwenya and Peresu are the three as we now pause for a minute silence. That minute silence was for the late FC Platinum player, midfield general Brian Banda, who passed away following a car accident. May his dear soul rest in peace. And of course, recently you might have all heard by now that Liverpool forward Diogo Jota and his brother Andre lost their lives as well in Spain following another car accident. It has been a black weekend for football throughout the world and in Zimbabwe as well. And I understand that the burial has already taken place, with Brian Banda being laid to rest on Thursday and Jota being laid to rest this afternoon. Dynamos now, as per tradition, lining across the goal that they are going to defend Dimbare end here at Rufaro Stadium, going through their pre-match rituals, and Herentials with their own brand of camaraderie, team spirit, galvanizing teamwork. Chinotenda Benza, the young Benza is the captain. Senior Benza is the owner of the team. That's a bit of history here. I think you have to look around throughout the world to find such a pairing. In the commentary box with me is Joseph Mkani. Joseph, that pairing there, father and son playing in the same team.
Yes, welcome Stanley, and welcome to all our viewers all over the world. And indeed, Stanley, this is actually one of the records that we can witness in the local game, where a family can actually dominate a team, from the owner to the coach to the captain. You know, it's all a family affair. So yeah, we see father and son playing together, facing Dynamos.
Yes, indeed, and Dynamos do have the captain away and left back Gwatidzo not in the side, and we are underway under the control of Israel Nevera. Dimbare, as I said, playing from right to left, and a quick shot tried there, but it fails. Dynamos playing from right to left, and Herentials are defending that city end. Because another aspect is that in both teams we have got the Chiunga brothers, just number 42 for Dimbare, and for Herentials they also have Lot Chiunga, just number 14. He's the elder brother to Dynamos number 42. So we've got family affairs reigning supreme in this particular encounter, as Nyawa finds Mandive all the way to the far side. Sharp turn there. This is Chiunga, who gets the return pass, trying his best to keep the ball in play, but that was played too far ahead of him as it goes out of play. Quickly taken, Jerimani to Magwaza. This is Jerimani getting the return pass, tries to lay it through. Good sliding tackle coming in from Herentials. Well, Herentials have always found it very difficult to score goals against, well, I can say both teams have always found it very difficult to get goals between them. Because each time they play, it's either a 1-0 victory or a 1-1 draw, goalless, as the referee has blown here to give Dynamos a free kick. The Dimbare, of course, are expecting a lot from their strikers. They do have Junior Pereso, as well as Ross Ngwenya playing in midfield, and Frank Agemang are some of the players expected to light up fire in the Dynamos attack. Free kick will come from Chiunga of Dimbare. The crowd, well, I must say that baby is still building up. Not a very good one for this particular encounter. Good defensive work there. But Ross Ngwenya takes it up. Teo, is it Perez Jr. guides it back to Chiunga. Turns away from his marker. Plays a good one inside the box. Goalkeeper takes it away. That was a very inviting cross from Temptation Chiunga. But nobody home inside the Herentials box. Now Mandive will shepherd this one out of play. Throw into Dynamos, and if you're joining us for the first time, it's only 3 minutes. You haven't lost much. Still 0-0. As Mandive hoops this one forward, immediately played into touch. Away for Dimbare. Teo. Bit of a ding-dong affair in these early stages. But Ngwenya has taken it away and is stripped. And the referee is thinking about it. Most likely he would have wanted to give a yellow card, but I think Nevera has done well to give the youngster just a stand talking to, indicating that this is the last chance that he is giving him. Good refereeing in my view.
Good refereeing, I agree, Stanley. And it's not only that incident. Even there was an earlier incident where he had allowed Dynamos advantage, which did not accrue, and he had to call back the play and award Dynamos a free kick. So far, referee doing so well, and I hope he is going to maintain that status. Was of late to have had negative news arising from the referee's camp.
Oh yes, indeed. It hasn't been rosy for our match officials because they are definitely under the spotlight as Herentials now will be shuffling the ball left and right, making sure that they keep the ball under tight control. This one is played long. Dynamos headed away with Magwaza, who's playing as a left back this afternoon. Ross Ngwenya tried to turn away from his marker. Chiunga kept a lot, the senior. Chiunga trying to get past Magwaza. Magwaza is wise to it. Plays that ball into touch. And this will be a throw-in. So Prince Chama lines up to take it. Chama dipped inside the Dimbare half. Takes a long throw. Cleared away by Jeremani. It comes all the way back into defense. Majarira Brighton playing as a centre back. Good chase down, but taken away by Lot. Chiunga, Temptation rather. This one played across for Ross Ngwenya. Ngwenya will guide it backwards. Dimbare is keeping the ball among themselves. Oh, a slip there. And a good chance for Tinotenda Benza, who goes down. And the referee says play on. This one picked up by the goalkeeper. That was a promising move, but unfortunately, Herentials could not take advantage. Dynamos pick up possession once more. Mandive just exchanging passes with his teammate there, Ransom Chingwara, playing as a right back in place of the injured Emmanuel Jalai. Benza laying it to the near side. Chiunga lot for Junior Benza. This is Tinotenda playing a long ball forward. And Chiunga skips it. So this one goes out of play. Goal kick, according to the referee, Nevera, Israel. Now the Fremuts are preparing a long one forward. Referee has raised his hand to say, I'm now counting the seconds. I'm not sure that Tafremuta is aware of this. And he just plays the ball into touch. I saw the referee raising his hand to say, now I'm counting 5 seconds. And he appeared to be unmoved.
Yeah, well, I think he was basing it on the fact that if you hold the ball, that's when the referee will start counting. I don't think, is it about the goal kick itself, or when you handle the ball as a goalkeeper, when you are in possession of the ball?
Well, yes, indeed. I think you're right there, but we'll have to verify it with the match commissioner, because there's a new rule that tries to get play going and avoid time wasting by goalkeepers. Because if that happens, the punishment is it will be a corner if you do that. Now Herentials. And this one carelessly played out of play. Tafre Mutsa preparing to dispatch this one, but he's going to leave it for Shadrach Nyawa, I think. And the referee is going over to Shadrach Nyawa to explain some rules, that you're wasting time. I think this is where he should start applying the rules, so that everybody will learn that there's no room for time wasting. Here's a long ball play through. You were about to say?
I wonder why there's need for any time wasting at this moment of the game, Stanley. We've only played 9 minutes, and Dynamos seem to be taking their time in playing out their goal kicks. And yet we've seen over the years that this fixture doesn't give us many goals as one would expect.
Yes, indeed, as Chingwara checks over on the far side, finds support, lays it through, but onto Chiunga, temptation, beats his brother and plays it on the near side. Ngwenya. Jerimani beaten clean. Mandivei on the far side. Dynamos going through now. Ngwenya tries to turn away, but it's out of play for a throw-in, quickly taken. Russ Ngwenya past one man. Pio still in possession. The little Tibare midfielder wins it. Comes to Chingwara. Back to Pio. Chingwara once again flicks it forward, trying to find Russ Ngwenya. Tightly monitored and finally cleared. Throw in to be taken by Chingwara. Throw in taken by Herentials. Chimbetu playing it through, a chance for Chiunga. Oh! That was a close shave. Very close shave indeed. Oh, it was actually Chiunga who was on the other end, and the big centre back, Blessing Piri, brought the cross. And by their hairstyles, these guys are looking strikingly similar. Piri, Chiunga beaten to it by Kwatizo. Benza has won it. Chiunga back to Benza, Senior. This one taken away by Jerimani. Gwenya. Back to Guatizo, who plays a long ball forward. It's headed by Chiunga, takes it away, but I think near side assistant referee judged that the ball had gone out of play, so that will be a throw in to Dynamos. Quickly taken. Pio. And this one rolls into touch for a goal kick, which will be taken there by Herentials, the students. Into the 13th minute, 0-0 is the scoreline. If you're joining us for the first time, you haven't missed much. Good chest down. Chiunga, back to Piri, finding Tinotenda Benza. Pio has got a touch, it's picked up there by Perez Jr. Good tackle. Coming in from the rear guard there, and that will be a throw-in. And carelessly played into touch once again by Pio. Telmo Pio of Dynamos conceding possession, throw in to Herentials. 0-0 here at Rufaro Stadium as the ball is being knocked around. Good long ball on the far side. Lovely stuff, and he was brought down. And quite rightly, the ref has awarded a free kick in a very promising position for Herentials, Joe.
Yes, indeed. Herentials, so far, we've seen them trying to do something that we can see that they are intent on getting an early goal. Whereas on the other side, Dynamos have just been pumping aimless balls up front for Agmeyang. And Herentials, yes, they're in a promising position. By the way, Herentials haven't lost to Dynamos since 2022. So they'll hope to maintain their form and their dominance over the Glamour Boys, or rather former Glamour Boys.
Yes, indeed, it gives Herentials some confidence here. No fear factor as they prepare to dispatch this one into the box. I can see that the Herentials have thrown most of their players in the box. Only 3 are out. Good looking cross headed away there by Dynamos. It was a tricky one. I think it was going to steal its way via the near post, and flag is up for offside. It's quickly taken. Now almost wrong-footed. Plays the ball through. Good control by Dimbare. And here is Ageman chasing for the ball. This one rolls into touch. Goal kick to Herentials. Good rear guard action there by Herentials. The likes of Prince Chama, Brighton Majarira, and Blessing Piri monitoring that rear guard. Here comes the kick. Tussle into the center circle. It's picked up once more. Herentials are threatening. Here they come up now, but Shadrach Nyawa is on hand and is finally taken away. Dimbare will pick it up with Pio, and offside against young Peresu. It took off too early, and the far side assistant referee spotted that almost immediately. Edgar Umek. I must say, in these early stages, play is a bit broken up because possession is being conceded rather too cheaply. Chiunga Jr. Gwenya, beaten by Chama, clean. And he runs well to the... And this will be a goal kick. Goal kick to Dynamos. As Tafire Musa prepares to dispatch this one.
Stanley, one would have expected that this game was going to give us more than we are seeing that the teams would be expected coming hungry into this game. Because Dynamos haven't lost a game in their last 4 matches. Meanwhile, Herentials haven't lost their game. They haven't lost in their last 3 games, despite all the 3 games being goalless. So you would expect them to come in this game on the hand, expecting to get something out of it. But so far, the last 17, 18 minutes have been drab and not as attractive as maybe the fans will want to see.
Oh, yes, indeed, because I can say that the game is a bit pedestrian, as we see some clever stuff being displayed there by Prince Mahembe. A chance once again, Mahembe. Oh, that touch was vital by Mandiwe, because if he had not touched that one, Mahembe was going to bury that shot, I can tell you.
He was. And who had given him the assist? IB9. Look at that flick there from IB9. It was very incisive, but of course it was intercepted by Dynamos.
Yeah, I see, IB9, he virtually hides in the game, and all you see is when he does something like that. That's when you realize that he has to be monitored. Corner kick. It's a good one. Oh, he couldn't do it. Ended up heading it wide. Goal kick. But that was an inviting cross from the far side. Chimbetu did the job. And Anyemang was impeded according to the ref. Israel Nevera, free kick. Temptation to Unga to take it. Here's Nyawa, picked up by Guatizo, who returns the favor. Nyawa giving away possession. I think he went into an opponent rather too forcefully, so the referee is not happy with that. That was Mahembe, who now gets up. He's the one who nearly got the opportunity, but the flick by Mandiwe denied him. Chama now on the near side, cleared away by Shadrack Nyawa. The ball was still in play. It's now a throw-in on the near side.
And Stanley, in keeping with the trend that we've seen in the league, where we've been starved of goals, it still remains goalless after 15 minutes across the country. From all the games that we are witnessing today, it's still goalless across the country from the 5 games that are fixtured for today, which is a far cry of what we would expect out of football.
Exactly, because when that will reflect with our national team. We need to have goals, and Chingwara ducks. That was ducking in the wrong direction. Now he has to deal with Chimbetu. Here comes the cross. A chance for Mahembe. Over the bar. No problems there, as we see a Dynamos supporter watching events, following events very closely. To take it. They are all claiming that IB should move out of the box. This one picked out once again by Jimbari, Jerimani. Chiunga to Ross Ngwenya, who finds Magwaza forward. Chama chases it and clears the danger, but not quite. This one easily taken up by Mandiwe. Peresu has a bit of a disadvantage. His frame is quite small. Chiunga chips it into the box. Peresu is chasing, and this one out of play for Dynamos' first corner kick after 21 minutes, nearly 22, and some of their fans here wondering when will they be venturing into the opponent's box. Well, here is the opportunity. Peresu Jr. to take it alongside Chiunga. It looks like it's going to be a short one, quickly taken. Chiunga, they've given it away. Blessing Piri feeds on the mistake, but again he fails to take full advantage. Jerimani chips it through, looking for Nyawa. He didn't have any runners. The header played in hope. As the formula restarts with Majarira. On to the far side. It's a long ball forward. Chingwara does well to pick it up. Here's Jerimani. The little boy full of action. Good play on the far side, finding Perez Jr. Checks in field. Here comes a cross, but easily dealt with by the Herentials defense. Was always on guard. Dynamos are under pressure. Nyawa has done well. Mandivei was out of position. Here's Pio getting the return pass, but to the wrong man. And he goes down. Peresu penalized, and that will be a free kick to Herentials. Second assistant referee, Rumek, clearly indicating that there was a push. It was a gentle push.
No,
I don't
think. It's just a touch.
It was a touch. This is a men's game.
Yes,
I think.
I think it was more of a slip
Exactly.
than a push. Yeah.
He made a meal of his slip, and he took advantage. I don't know whether these fans were happy with that decision by the referee or not, depending on which side of the capital they are, the pink or the blue. Free kick once more. And the Chama is shaping up to go and take it alongside IB9, Innocent Benza. That's his brother, Celestino, the coach. Yeah, of course, the Benza family have been involved in the management and running of this team. If IB9 takes it, nobody knows where it's going to go. He prefers these crews, the outfoot. It's not traditional. This one, oh, he's there! Straight in.
Tino Benza, Chama flighted the ball in, and Tino Benza just guided the ball into the net past the sprawling Pride Tafiremutsa.
Oh, you can see the students are celebrating. They've got a goal here. Let's have a look at the confirmation, but it looks most likely Tino Benza. He is the one who got in the way and deflected it past the goalkeeper Tafiremutsa. Herentials 1, Dynamos 0. Here is the kick into the box. Yes, Benza got the goal. Cleverly taken. And into the back of the net, a deserved goal indeed. A well-taken free kick and a well-executed goal. Tafiremutsa had no chance.
He had no chance, Stanley. And I think Tafiremutsa was expecting a ball to be guided towards his left, the near post. And Tino Benza, of course, with an instinct that he has as a striker, as a finisher, he guided the ball on the far post, which is where Pride Tafiremutsa was coming from. So he could not manipulate his body to dive back and get a save out of it.
Maybe that will actually inject some life into this game here. Dynamos giving away possession. The goal scorer Tino Benza robbed of it by Chiunga. And Teresu slipped in the process, and the ball has gone out of play for a throw in. 1-0. Herentials in the lead. Tino Benza, the goal scorer. Here's another flick from IB9. Innocent Benza. This one played into touch by Chingwara. Throw in from the far side. Mahembe guides it back to Chimbetu, who plays a good looking cross into the area, headed across. He's taken away by the goalkeeper. That was a good header there by Lot Chiunga. Now Tibarev got a chance. Agemang controls it well. If he can shoot from that sort of distance, the goalkeeper does well. The Agemang has gone down injured. There must have been a collision between him and the goalkeeper. because the Ghanaian has stayed down. The goalkeeper did the same. And now I can see Saul Chaminuka very pensive on the bench. He was thumped to the ground, and the two players collided. The goalkeeper, I think, was on the wrong end of that collision. Takarinda Tino Tendaishe, the Herentials goalkeeper, still in pain, and play has to be stopped for a while, which gives an opportunity to both coaches to give some more instructions. This is how it happened.
Oh, his trailing leg, yeah.
Yeah, the trailing leg of Agemang. Couldn't that be his own player?
Yes, very unfortunate.
Very unfortunate, and it's a knee. Let's hope it's nothing serious to have him substituted. Takarinda Tinotendaishe. All hands are still on the injured player. But I think looking at the scoreline, Joe, Herentials deserve to be in the lead, given the fact that they've been in the Dynamos box several times.
Yes, I agree with you, Stanley. Herentials justifiably so in the lead, and you could tell from the way they were pinning, the way they were exchanging passes, they actually showed more incisive passes, finding each other and venturing into the Dynamos box, which was the opposite of what we saw on the other end from Dynamos. And with that one goal lead, as it is, the Herentials will be moving to 6th place, replacing FC Platinum as things stand at the moment.
Yes, indeed. The Herentials, of course, desperate to find their way up to the higher echelons of the log. They would like to challenge for honors as well. It's only halfway through the season, and the students have come in their numbers, waving their pink jerseys from side to side. Jimbare, not to be outdone, have also brought quite a good number of their supporters. But admittedly, it's not the usual Jimbare crowd that we have come to know. It looks like the goalkeeper is struggling now. There's a real chance that he could be replaced here. Who could be the player to come? It could be Takuzga Chikosi. That's the only goalkeeper on the bench. It will certainly be very unfortunate if that happens, but we're taking a look at the goal once again. Jafre Musa was moving to the left. Benza flicked it to his other side.
It's one of those painful goals to concede, Stanley. It's not like a ferocious shot that gets past you, you know. It's a ball that bounces slowly and finds its way across the line.
Yes. They all watched it rolling across. Benza has gone down injured, and the long ball played through. I think Dynamos need to start playing with a bit of pattern, you know, passing the ball with a bit of purpose, just not just playing the ball up and down as the goalkeeper goes down once more.
Yes, I agree with you, Stanley, 100%. If you look at the way Dynamos have been playing, they've been playing those long balls into the Herentials half. And if you look at Akmeyang, he's actually outnumbered and he doesn't have many options. So you wonder why Dynamos are still maintaining that type of play of just pumping long balls into the Herentials half and hopeful that something might come out of it. But I think maybe Saul Chaminuka will address that at the halftime and say, guys, maybe let's change our pattern of play, find each other, find a blue shirt, and move in as a block as opposed to just pumping aimless balls up front. We haven't seen Dynamos getting anything out of those kind of balls.
Definitely. They haven't showed any promise. Who knows, maybe as the game wears on, they'll find their rhythm and start bothering Herentials here, who are leading by 1-0. We are into the 32nd minute. It's 1-0 to the students as we see the goalkeeper collecting that long ball, and he's still in pain.
Yeah, I don't think he'll continue.
Still in pain. It doesn't seem that he will be able to complete this game here. The medics are on the field once again to attend to the injured player, and this is the player that could take his place.
Yeah, and you can see the match officials are actually going through the protocols of effecting a substitution.
Yes, indeed. It will possibly be Takuzwa Chikosi to replace Tinotenda Ishe Takarinda. As we show you the goal once again. That was a clever flick by Tinotenda Benza. The defending was poor as well on the Dynamo side, because if you are defending your goal, you better be goal side.
Yes.
Then he stood behind him. And out of your picture, the board is up to confirm the changes. Number 1 is going to come on to replace Takarinda. Tinotenda Ishe Takarinda will be ferried off the field of play through injury. Celestino Benza having to make an injury-inspired substitution. Very unfortunate. And hopefully that Takarinda will be able to recover from this injury and be able to come back and play for his beloved team. Yeah. There is the sad figure of the Herentials goalminder. And his replacement is ready. Chikosi Takuzwa. He joins the fray.
So certainly this will add to more minutes at the end of the first 45 minutes as the referee's optional time. Yeah, because we've had a number of stoppages owing to the goalkeeper being injured and needing medical attention. Yeah,
I see plus or minus 7 minutes as we see the referee approaching the fourth match official. Sure, they're clearing a few concerns on the bench.
Curiously, Stanley, we see Dynamos officials and some of the players on field protesting to the referee that Herentials are taking forever to effect the substitution. But not so long ago, we were crying over Dynamos taking forever to play out the goal kicks that were awarded them. So, it's the irony of football. You are wasting time first 15 minutes of the game, and now Herentials are taking their time to attend to a goalkeeper. And we all know that you can't do anything when a goalkeeper is injured. You need to give him the attention he deserves at all the time.
Yes, indeed. It's a question of, in Shona we say, Indingwe Kanaragu Kwewa Renot Mavarangu Azarevu. Well, loosely translated.
Interestingly, Stanley, the Herentials goalkeeper had actually gone back to the dressing room. And you wonder why. Because he was actually warming up. That's why he's given a yellow card by the referee. There was no need for him to go back to the dressing room. He's actually coming from the changing room right now as you speak. But not so long ago, we saw him taking his warm-up routine there. So he's been given a red card before he even steps onto a yellow card before he steps on the field.
Yeah, I think you need to educate players, about these things. That's silly.
Very silly.
That is silly.
Very silly, Stanley.
I mean, it's beyond description. I don't know why that is allowed to happen. The coaches and the technical team should have all managed to make sure that the player goes straight onto the field of play. If he had to visit the bathroom, unfortunately, he couldn't do that. Now we have wasted more time. I can see 10 plus unfortunate.
Too, that the cause of the goalkeeper's injury was due to the wet surface. I think that's what he gave to the touchline officials to say the injury was inspired because of the wet surface. So maybe he slipped or maybe he misstepped and then thereby picking up an injury. So maybe to his ankle. That's what is the problem with the goalkeeper from Herentials. Now having to go off the pitch.
Yeah, it doesn't speak well of the stadium owners and caretakers, because if the stadium becomes a danger to playing staff, it becomes a huge problem. Mandive now, as the game restarts, plays the ball headed into touch once again on the far side by Herentials. Mahembe. Chingwara to Chiwunga, picked up by P.O. Beck to Chiwunga. who has been seeing a lot of the ball here, but nothing to show for it yet. Jeremy Chingwara, that's Ngwenya. Ngwenya once again still in possession. Lays it to the near side. Crossfield pass to the far side, taken away by Chingwara, but robbed of it by Chimbetu. It's a very difficult customer, Wilmore Chimbetu. And a chance! Good catch by the goalminder, corner kick. Because the goal had gone out of play. So Dimbare are getting their second corner. With Chikosi being called into action for the first time since coming on as a first half substitute. Pio's effort.
For once, Dynamos players were appealing for a penalty, of course, which wasn't it was going to be.
They'll take all the... Nyahov skies the effort in front of an empty net. The captain won't be happy with this touch. But at least he's getting into the, preordained positions.
Yes, yeah.
But he lacked the composure needed in front of goal. So that will be a goal kick to Herentials.
2 balls on the pitch.
Yeah, I can see that. It's a chance. Agemang missing it completely, and Nyawa, I don't think he expected it. And he skied his efforts. Ngwenya into touch for a throw-in. It's a throw-in to Herentials, who are taking, all their time. Why not when you are leading 1-0? Quickly taken, he's looking for Chiunga. Under the challenge of 2 players. Chama now to take it. Some of the Dynamos players are so desperate to get the game going. 6 minutes by my watch, plus of course stoppage time. Chama's throw is long into the box. Another effort coming from the captain, Chinotenda Benza, but straight to the goalkeeper this time around. Ross Ngwenya guides it backwards for Mandivei. Dimbare are looking for an equalizer. Chiunga, confirmation of the scoreline. Long ball forward. This one out of play for a Dimbare throw, quickly taken. Pio Magwaza, and trying to get sympathy from the referee, who says play on. Nyawa plays it across to Mandivei. Dimbare are trying to pile on the pressure. Back to Mandivei. Ngwenya back to Chingwara. Ngwenya once again is the only roving midfielder. He's trying to cover much of the field by being nearly everywhere. Chingwara tightly monitored, and Chibetu is the stronger one, as we see the VIP stands. Going now to the students. 4 minutes to the Oranges plus stoppage time. This one taken through, picked up by Blessing Piri, but it's away once again. Ageman tightly monitored, picked up by Pio. Good clearance from Joseph Chitavira. Mandivei. Nyawa. Jerimani can't keep the ball under control, but Chiunga does well to play to the near side. Agemang couldn't put on the brakes. Ross Ngwenya. Agemang does well to play to the near side here. Magwaza checks in field, and it's a poor cross, but finally cleared nonetheless And this one taken away by Shadrach Nyawa. Yes, Chunga, the Dynamos defensive midfielder. To Mandivei. Adyeman controls it. Can't beat his marker. Good cross. For Chimbedu to pick up. He clips it through. This one goes all the way to Benza, who's caught offside. Tinotenda Benza was already licking his lips in preparation for a second goal because he was all alone. And I think one-on-one with the goalkeeper, he would have buried this one. Nyawa to Chiunga. Pio. Not a good one for Agemang. Dembare. Lose possession once again. Chama to take it from the near side. Plays it through. Chiunga Lot. The two brothers combining and the youngster wins. And this one played all the way, conceding a corner kick. And these fans, by their reaction, it looks like they're not happy with that corner kick. They should be from the blue side of the capital.
Yeah, must be, because if you look at their faces, they're very disappointed and low. And I think justifiably so, Stanley, because you would expect Dynamos to be coming up, trying to respond to the goal that they've conceded. But Dynamos are not giving any hope. They're not playing any type of football that will think they can get something out of it before the halftime break. So Herentials now taking up a corner.
Yeah, indeed. I think the idea is that they're playing too many back passes, even where it's not necessary. You know, the only pass that they can play, accurately is a back pass. So they have to be told by the coaches to change that. As the corner comes in, not a very good one. Benza Chinotenda picks it up. Chama is given away possession. In the end, he brings down Ngwenya. So that's a free kick to Dynamos. Chiunga. Jerimani comes back to Ngwenya again. The only pass he gets is a back one. And Jerimani brought down. Referee says he played the ball. Here's Ross Ngwenya. I think this is one thing that they have to adjust. Took another back pass that failed. In the end, Mandivei has done well to save Dembare. 5 minutes of stoppage time has been given by the referee. I thought he was going to give more. Anyway, goes for Tavira. And of course, the Dynamos fans not happy with that.
Not very happy.
Because he's simply looking at the clock and say, let's wind down the 5 minutes. Going to half time leading 1-0. At least the coach will have a few good words for the players. Chapman clears. This one will be picked up by Dynamos. It's their captain. Doesn't do a good job. Lot Chiunga gives away possession. Ngwenya. Mandivei virtually sleeping on the job on that occasion. Here comes Mandivei once again. Pio plays it through. Jerimani tried a flick. An early pass would have done the trick, but he decided to go with it. Teresa Jr. Inacio. To Chiunga. Fortimbare. Picked up by Ngwenya. All the way to Chingwara. Back to Mandivei once again. 2 minutes of the 5 played already. Here's Chingwara trying to beat Chimbetu. That one out of play. Throw in. With the Herentials still leading by 1-0. This one guided backwards. Chiunga's cross looks good in the area, and The header there by Enesio Perez Jr. is wayward. He even points it out that this youngster should have done better. He was in a very good-looking position. Let's take a look at it again, Joseph, there.
Yes, the ball was flighted in, and Akmayang didn't get a good connection there with his head. Well, speaks of... no, yeah, it's not Akmayang.
It's actually Inacio Perez. He must have had his eyes closed. I don't think he could see where the ball was supposed to go. As Chimbetu fights for possession on that side. Referee says Dimbare throw, which they take quickly. Mandivei. Chiunga taken away by IB. Chance for Agemang, bits his marker, but then his touch was too heavy. And this one has gone out of play. Goal kick.
Meanwhile, from other centers, Stanley, Green Fuel are trailing by 1-0 through a marvelous Mkamba goal. And on the other side, the Chicken Inn are trailing Yada by a goal that came in from King Dolo in the 23rd minute. Yeah, so we've seen a couple of goals from across the country. Still remains goalless between Moz and Bigita Minerals. It's a game when people are watching and following closely. And as well as Simba Bora and ZPC Kariba are currently exchanging a stalemate, a goalless draw at the moment.
Yes, indeed. And Magwaza brings down Lot Chiunga of Herentials. Free kick to the students as we play the 4 minutes of the 5 given. This is how it happened. It must have been very painful. Lot Chiunga is a veteran who's seen it all, and he knows how it should have been done, and thankfully he's now up and about, but of course walking gingerly as the ref says let's go. 30 odd seconds to go here in a 1-0 situation. This one goes all the way out, and the referee has given away 9 seconds to end the first 45 minutes here. Herentials will be happy with what they've done in the first 45 minutes, but of course Dynamos, as you see there, mobbing the referee, pointing out a few instances where they think that the decision should have gone their way. But I must say, all in all, they haven't done enough to justify an equalizer. So when they go into halftime, I think Soldier Minuka will have a lot to say about the pedestrian way that they have been playing in the first 45 minutes here. But your views, Joseph, about this match?
Yes, I think Dynamos players are just trying to distract and divert attention from themselves and passing the spotlight on the referee. For me, the referees didn't do anything wrong. I think they've done well in handling this particular game, this particular first half. Dynamos themselves are their own worst enemies. They tried with some bit of promise, but the number of passes that they were playing forward, they were actually aimless. They were not decisive. They were not neat, tight passes to each other. So Herentials going to the halftime break, deservedly so, is leading 1-0.
Yes, they did. Herentials leading by 1-0 here. Of course, they must be happy with what they have done and in the first 45 minutes. Well, as the two teams go into the dressing rooms for some more ideas from their respective coaches, let's cross back to the studio for halftime analysis.
Well, the students continue with making it hard for the adversaries, Dinamo Dimbare. Tino Benza just guiding that ball after that clever free kick from Prince Chama. Chama spotted Tino in a very good position, but there was some slack marking from Dynamo Dimbare, you will agree. So 1-0. Remember, Dynamos are in 17th position, 1 place above Kwekwe United. So it's not looking good. Is it the year that we will see Dynamos finish in the relegation zone? Well, there's still plenty of time for them to atone for all that. Yes, welcome. This is our ongoing coverage of the Zimbabwe Football Premiership. We'll also be keeping you in touch with what is happening elsewhere around the country. We've got 4 other matches. In the studio with me, I've got Chief Justice Majavi and Coach Bex, Bekimpilo Nyoni. And, I deliberately did not ask Chief Justice for the prediction of the result because I knew, he's one man who always is scared about Herentials. That's why I didn't want to ask him, and you can see why. Chief, the first 45 minutes, and your guys have really not been in it.
Yeah, it's a worrisome game, Dynamos is failing to go up, with the threat, and you've seen Herentials capitalized. They were all flat-footed on that goal when Tino took it. Just a free kick. They are not organized. You could see the goalkeeper was also trying to rush, get into position, and diving was too late. And you can see the purpose. There's no purpose. They're not playing enough. They're not putting everything. You can see most of the time it's just the ball in the air, which is good for Herentials. Majarira at the back with the high balls is hitting everything. And they are also not getting neat passes to Frank. It's just high ball. It's a worrisome, and the Dynamos is not doing so well. And it's a miracle to get a point in this match. They should be capitalizing now on. Also, there's a fault in terms of goalkeeping for Herentials. But they are not doing that. They are not forcing those matters. So it means they are not into the game at all. Yeah.
Well. The last time Dynamos were in this kind of position, you'll have to go back to 2005. Yes, this was the last time that they were in this position. And fast forward, they are in the same position. Well, I don't know. If you remember, on Wednesday night, if you watched Game Plan, of course you did, I had Zifa president here, Nobile Magwizi, and I asked him about this story during the rounds that Zifa are thinking of making the teams 20. And I asked him, was it because maybe Dynamos could be relegated? And he laughed it off. But, watch this space. We'll have to see what happens. Coach Bex is still here, and your reflections of the first half.
Yes, I think for Herentials, deservedly they are leading. They have been really giving a lot of, ended up conceding that free kick which resulted in a goal. From that point of view, you can see things are not really going well. But for Herentials, with some bit of chance, with some bit of lucky, they should be looking and saying, we should have scored at least 3 goals in the first half, and going to second half, it will be just a matter of trying to say, let's protect what we have. But at least they've got a goal. They know they will try to protect that goal, because Dynamos are not really much of a problem where you can say they are a threat, they are threatening. There is not much happening going forward. They have some interchanges in the middle of the park, but those interchanges, they end up even at times going the back rather than trying to be going forward. And that on its own, I think, he has ended up having to starve their central striker, because he hasn't had any opportunity where we say he receives a clean pass from the midfield, and so that he can turn and go forward. So with that, they are really in a big mess. And for Herentials, they need to make sure that they try to make sure that they score another second goal, and it will be good for them to collect the 3 points. I think during the interview, the coach was very clear to say, we don't want a draw against Dynamos. We want the 3 points, because we want to be going up there. We need to be around top 5, where they have been too, and they are now more of used to be in top 5 than being in top 8.
That's right. Yes, the Herentials head coach Paul Celestino Benza, we call him Uncle, saying that they're not interested, like what Coach Bex was saying. They want to go back into the top 5. They are at number 8. If they take 3 points, that's it. They are back there. Let me just give you what has been happening elsewhere. And I can tell you that Chicken Inn are trailing Yada. Well, as we take in the highlights here, these were the earlier moments. And this one here, that was Lord Chiwunga. It could have been 1-0 here, Chief.
Yeah, definitely. No, it's a good created chance. Very good ball from Blessing, a square ball. Unfortunately, Chiwunga was a little bit late. But it was something they could have taken the lead as early as in the first 10 minutes. And
this was the goal.
Yeah.
I'm going to stay with you, Chief. This was the call. I think the marking.
Yeah, it's sloppy marking.
Yeah.
You know, you can see the goalkeeper is now desperate.
Exactly.
He doesn't know where to go because they were not organized. You can see two defenders were just one in front, one at the back, and the striker is free. So they needed to at least cover up quickly, organize yourself, and let's be protected. But they didn't do anything about it. That's why Tino had to just tap it in with any more like a volley, I would say. And it was an easy goal.
Yeah, it was party time for those rental supporters that you saw there. And of course, veteran Lord Chiwunga could have made it 1-0, but it had to be the young man, Tino Benza. And then we had this injury here to Tino Takarinda, the Herentials goalkeeper. And there was some delay. I was actually amazed how referee Israel Nerera only gave 5 extra minutes. I thought it could be 7 or 8, but this is these were some of the. I think this is where he took the knock, isn't it, Coach Bex? And
yes,
Tino Takarinda was injured.
Definitely, that's where the goalkeeper got the knock. And I think when he went down, I never thought it was so serious. But the fact that he ended up being replaced shows that it was really a serious injury.
And Tino Takarinda giving a chance to Takuzwa Chikosi, whom he had taken the number 1 jersey from. So Chikosi is back as number 1. And Chief Justice, as we look at that injury, it might be difficult for him to regain that number 1 jersey again.
Yeah, you know, it seems nasty because he slipped. Yeah, he slipped and he sat on his left knee. I think that it could be some ligament issues. Yeah, because you can see now he didn't stand up.
That's right.
He was feeling much pain, and I think they needed to replace him.
And there was of course the Coach Bex, as we see there,
the goalkeeper being
the goalkeeper there.
Yes,
it's been taken out. That's with the doctor. I think they recommended for substitution. Yeah, which is very good, and I think it's also easy because they noticed it earlier.
And Chikosi taking his time there, you know, just warming up, but he took, and was shown a yellow card before he came in. So, and there, Israel Nerera saying, no, you're just taking too much time. I don't want this. I'm the boss. There's your yellow card. So he goes in.
Without gloves.
Without,
then he had to come for the gloves.
He took off the gloves, went for the warm-up, then came back. So Israel Nerera was not going to be taken for this ride.
Yes, I think the ref was very right. He wants to make sure that he is in control of the game. He wants to make sure everything has to go according to the time rather than trying to delay in one way or another. But at times, there are times when you say, there will be a situation whereby I might want a goal difference. So when I get a weaker team, why not try to score as many goals as we can, rather than trying to say, I've scored 1 goal, let's delay and make sure we collect 3 points. Yes, it's 3 points, but one day you might find those 3 points won't be enough.
So, as I was saying, let me just give you a rundown of what has been happening elsewhere in the country. Chicken Inn are trailing to Yada by 1-0. Not looking good for the Gamecocks. And Mafero, Joey Antipas will know that the heat is definitely on. And I can tell you that it's 0-0 between Simba Bora and ZPC Kariba. It's also 1-0 to Ngezi Platinum over Green Fuel. So Boys Denaro with new coach Professor Rodolphe Lakama there, knowing that they cannot lose at Green Fuel Sports Arena. And of course, we did tell you that the game between Manica Diamonds and FC Platinum postponed because of the recent death of BB Brian Banda, the former FC Platinum captain. At Ngoni Stadium, the log leaders, Mozana, the Panthers, are being held there by the Lithium Boys. Bikita Minerals is 0-0. So that is the story elsewhere. But Kumbare, it's Dynamos 0, Herentials 1. What can we expect from the second half? Well, a man who is really, really hurt right now at the way his team is going, they might be relegated. He's still here. No, even if he had asked to go off early, we would, the producer, Bevan Sundray, would have said, no, Chief Justice, stay put until the end of the game. So, second half, Chief, what would you want Madzibaba Solcha Minuka to do?
Firstly, I would put the pressure on the players, because the players they are playing, more like they are safe. They need to push up their game and raise the bar, put up the pressure. Let's win the game. Let's draw against them, and also considering that they're playing against Herentials. Herentials can give you a run, and they can drain you. Whatever antics they are using, you can see they have started already frustrating. Yeah. Okay,
Chief, sorry to butt in. Let's go back to Rufaro Stadium and join Stanley Katsande and Joseph Nkani. We'll be talking to you at the end of the 90.
Welcome back to the second half. Here at Rufaro Stadium, you see the referee getting ready to get this game underway. Israel Nevera. Dynamos in a huddle to discuss the second 45 minutes. They are down here by 1-0. Israel Nevera is ready. Just waiting for the two teams. But if you take a close look at the pitch, the black patches, it's actually mud. And this was the result. This is the cause of the injury to the Herentials player. He slipped and twisted his knee. And here is a change that's being done. In comes jersey number 8 for Mpuma. Tinashe Mpuma takes the place of Innocent Benza, who these days he normally plays 45 minutes. There are also other changes coming up. Just number 23, Eric Dombo for Lot Chunga. And still they haven't completed their changes. Right, Blessing Piri is off as well. And, in comes jersey number 17. That's Tawanda Chisi. So 3 changes by Herentials. Eric Dombo is one of them. And of course, they have brought in the goalkeeper. And then jersey number 8, Tinashe Mpuma. 4 changes so far. Only 1 to go for them. And Tibare haven't made any changes. Let's get to see what Solcha Minuka said to the players. But of course, as we commented, that the first 45 minutes for Dynamos was pedestrian. And the passing was to a certain extent negative. Here's another long ball played through. Magwaza failing to fasten onto the pass, and Puma plays that ball into touch. Throw into Dynamos. Finally, Pio playing a long ball inside the box. Like we were saying off air, that Dynamos have got a big disadvantage in that their strikers are so small. They may be good, but on the physical side, they'll be getting the short end of the stick. Free kick to Herentials as we drift into the second 45, with Herentials leading by 1-0. Joseph Stavira. Long ball. Denza controls it well. Took too long on it, and nobody called on him to release the ball early. Chama. This is the player that brought in and the second goal. Offside, according to the far side assistant referee. Yeah, the far side assistant ref. His flag is up. Dana was definitely lacking resistance. Their defending at times is leaving a lot to be desired. Another poor pass taken away by Herentials. Puma couldn't get to it. He's a bit too far ahead of him. It goes out of play. But it is Herentials who have come into the second half with their tails up, trying to build on their lead, Joseph.
Yes, Herentials are playing like they're looking for the equalizer, and yet would expect more fire, more intent, and more attack from Dynamos. Had that goal been allowed to stand, it would have been difficult for Dynamos to come back into this game. They still have a chance. They can still equalize and possibly nick in a late winner. But as things stand right now, Stanley, Dynamos are not inspiring at all. Herentials are actually looking more on the hunt as if they're looking for an equalizer.
Yes, indeed. And I also think that Herentials would do with a better opposition. An opposition that will make, give them a run for their money as we take a look at the long cross from Chama. And that ball headed into the net, but far side assistant referee had his flag up. That's Edgar Umeki. Gwenya trying to play every pass backwards. That is a big disadvantage for him. Chimbetu now operating from the other side. Puma Mahembe, a lovely skill. Chimbetu going for the byline. The cross comes in, but straight to the goalkeeper, Jafir Mutsa. Now Dynamos can move forward. Angemang can't fasten onto the pass. He takes this one, plays it through. Is Dimbaria trying to go? The pass played on the far side. Some good running here, and in the end it goes out of play for a goal kick. Yeah, Angemang's pass was not precise. Peresu calls it a day, and Kip Madeira will be coming on according to those numbers from the fourth match official. That's Tinotenda Mashoko. Confirmation of the substitution. Chikosi with a short pass to the near side here. Ball is played long. Oh, good header down into the boxes. Benza. Do not end up Benza, my goodness me. The ball is overcooked, and it has gone out of play on the far side. I expected something much better from Tinotenda Benza, but he failed to execute the cross that's giving Dynamos the relief they needed. Here's Pio, Telmo Pio. Again giving away possession. The passing has been awful at Dynamos. They played the ball forward, and the only player who will be in the opponent's box is Frank Angemang. Lovely stuff by Chama to find support here. Chitavira. Macharira to Chimbetu. That was a header to Chimbetu. Magwaza will be very lucky to get away without a booking, and these fans are looking away because they know that their player, Jesus, he went straight for Chimbetu's head. That must be painful.
And the ref was right to immediately call for the medical team to come in and attend to him there. Good call by the referee, because that was a head injury. And according to football protocols, play must be stopped immediately, even if you still have the ball in your possession. But your player must be attended to as quickly as possible. Good call by the referee there.
Yes, Nevera, so far so good. He's been playing the advantage rule very well, as we see. So Chaminuka just reinforcing his instructions to the players, telling them on what they should do. And Chimbetu is up and about. And he's being asked to go off the field of play. Magwaza getting some stand talking to from the referee as treatment continues for Chimbetu off the field of play. If he doesn't suffer concussion, the only thing that he will worry about is a splitting headache. But that should be dealt with fairly easily with some painkillers. Good header across. Yes, Herentials trying to find their way into the Dynamos penalty area. Theo away from his marker. Gets the return pass. Again, Telmo Pio, but the move is well read. And Majarira allows it over the byline for a goal kick.
I think this is one of the rare good moves that we have seen from Dynamos. I think if Dynamos keep doing like what they did a minute ago, probably they'll get something out of it. It's a good move by Dynamos. We need to give it to them. That was a good move by Dynamos. But of course, the final pass was alluding and it did not give any results for Dynamos. But good play, Dynamos.
Yes, admittedly, good play there by Dibare. But it ended up being played over the byline. Here they are, the students, Herentials, very happy with their team here. They are leading by 1-0. Here they are. And the clearance doesn't go anywhere. Out of play for a throw in on the near side here to Jimbare. The likes of Eric Dombo giving them a few anxious moments. This one is out of play. Throw in once again to Dibare. Long throw forward. Angemang to Madeira. His touch is too heavy. Ball played wide on the far side as they try to push forward. It's a good looking chance. The cross looks good. Nobody home for Herentials, but that was a good looking cross. Just that nobody was in the box to attend to it, Joe.
Yeah, indeed, a good cross from coming from the right wing there. And Tino Benza was ghosting in from the blind side, but he did allude past Dynamos goalkeeper Preta Firemutsa. It would have been something else had Tino Benza for Herentials got to the end of that ball. But what we can learn from this thing is that the way Herentials are playing and exchanging passes is actually something that we can marvel at. Look at that ball.
Good run by Ralph Condera. Is it Mpuma? A chance for Mpuma! An own goal! Second goal for Herentials. Shadrach Nyawa. He was running back to support his goalkeeper, who blocked the effort, the initial effort, but it went straight to the Dynamos defender, and his touch took it over the line.
Yes. There was one Dynamos defender who was actually playing him onside. He did not time his run out, and thereby playing a Herentials player onside. So definitely a clean ball for Dynamo. For Herentials. Dynamos, their own worst enemies. They did not manage very well their defensive line, their high line, and thereby he moved in, tried to center it, and then of course Captain Nyawa riding that ball into his own net.
Yes, indeed. He was looking for the other Herentials player who was coming from the other side. It could still have been a goal.
Yes.
2-0. Herentials in the lead, and that is the second goal. And the goalkeeper was badly exposed. Well, we had a few words about the Dynamos defense not being tight. Here's Mandive into the center, and Gwenya plays it back. This is a long searching ball. Ageman to Chama. Sliding tackle. Plays the ball into touch. Still 2-0 to the students.
If it ends like this, Herentials will lay a claim that we don't lose to Dynamos, because in the reverse fixture this game ended 0-0. So it will mean that Herentials would have gotten 4 points from Dynamos this season.
Yes, indeed. It will be a good season for them. That header goes away on the far side. Nyawa finds support. The clearance headed downfield, met by Tinodenda Benza. Mpuma is chasing every loose ball, but he's impeded on the edge of the box. So that will be a free kick in a very good looking position for the students. Herentials leading here by 2-0. And a quick look at the Herentials team. Mpuma, yes, Nyawa again, the guilty party on that occasion, bringing down Mpuma.
It was a late challenge, eh?
Yeah, a late challenge. And Israel Nevera has given a free kick. And the students are in full voice. Why not when your team is leading by 2-0? The Chibuku Super Cup champions are crumbling like a deck of cards here to Faro Stadium. Chimbetu Dummies runs over it. The referee is still doing some housekeeping.
It seems he
he's,
needs assistance on his mouthpiece.
Yeah. Chama with another good looking cross, and this one comes off a defender. That should be a corner. Chama can play these crosses with some excellence. He's the one who created the first goal. And some of the fans in blue trying to see to it that their team get something out of it. Timbare will have to defend. The substitution is coming through. Alexander Maninyenya comes on. And Jeremani comes off. I think Jeremani and Pereso, it's a question of size. They have the skills. As the corner comes in,
Yeah, I agree with you, Stanley. Those are the kinds of players who are small in stature, but they play with heart, they are skillful, they are artistic, and they play out of their minds. So it then needs a team that can then complement play around them, which can compensate against their physicality. But otherwise, one of the brightest talents that we can witness in the local game, they are a joy to watch, both they are skillful and very artistic. It's only the body that just lets them down.
yes, indeed, you have to make a plan that helps them produce their best as the corner comes in into the area. Dynamos clear, and there's a chance that Ross Ngwenya can take it away, but he plays it past his own player, and this one goes back. And the chance now, the cross overcooked once again. Nyawa cannot get to it. Benza was the first to arrive. Very nearly a third goal. Dynamos are definitely struggling.
Dynamos are struggling, Stanley. I mean, you are desperately lying 17th on the log table, and this kind of play certainly does not do any world of good. But it seems like Herentials are not letting down. They are not happy with the 2 goals that they've scored so far. Because coming into this game, Herentials hadn't scored a goal in their last 3 games. So they will be inspired to get more goals out of this and compensate for the 3 goalless draws that they played prior to this match. On the other side, Dynamos are desperate for a win, desperate for a survival.
Yes, indeed. And when you take a good look at some of the players, their love for dribbling, I think they need to know that dribbling needs to have a purpose.
Yes.
Not just getting past an opponent and then you think of what to do next. Confirmation of the changes. Ngwenya. He's been getting a lot of possession, but most of it has not been that good. Magwaza clears. Finds support from Yawa. Pio turns into an opponent, and luckily for him, the whistle has gone in his favor. Ball is played quickly. Madeira brings it down neatly. Trying to work his way past Semaka. He does so. Taking too long to cross the ball. It's played through. Angemang to Ralph Kondera. Lovely tricks. Ball played through, but unfortunately could not find the intended target in Mpuma. It's out of play. Throw in quickly taken. Chiunga turns goalwards. Brought down the chance. Mandinyenya. Still Mandinyenya. This is one aspect of the game that I think So Chaminuka needs to tell his players that it's no use just dribbling and dribbling, even if you're going backwards. I think you make a pass at the first instance.
Yes.
That way, you do move forward.
We call it purposeful football.
Exactly.
Whatever you are doing, what does it benefit the collective? Yes, you can be artistic, you can be playing to the gallery, but what good does it do for the team? So at times you need to think and play the kind of football that actually benefits the team.
This one picked up on the near side as Dimbare played that one through Chiunga. Agemang flicks through. Oh! Very nearly got kicked in the face. That was Shadrach Nyawa. But he didn't make contact. Ngwenya to Pio. Chiunga drifted backwards. Now Agemang all by himself. Mandinyenya is cleared away. Mupuma will pick it up for Herentials. Here they come once again, the students. This one headed on. Looks good. Finally tries to play it through. And Dimbare have been awarded a free kick. Chingwara has drifted into a midfield role now. This one comes on the near side. Still Dynamos in possession. Chiunga. Nobody wants to take the ball forward. Here they are once again with Ngwenya. Timbare with Mandive. Finding support on the far side, Magwaza. Mandinyenya checking the midfield role. It's played through for Telmo Pio. Good read there by Eric Dombo to clear the danger. Here it comes back. And Chingwara will guide it all the way back to his goalkeeper, Tafremutsa. Still the students are leading here. As Chiunga picks up possession. Clips it through down the middle. Good looking chance for Dynamos, but flag is up for offside. Much to the chagrin of the Dimbare fans, who thought that it was a rare move, and Celestino Benza should be happy with that decision.
Yeah, he would be happy because Dynamos were actually threatening to attack his goal, and he'll be happy to be relieved and seeing an offside flag coming from the near side referee, who is Edgar Rumeki. The Pride Kusosa.
Yeah, Kusosa. His father Nelson was also a highly reputed referee. He is now working as a match commissioner. This is the second goal. With Mpuma's persistence, Nyawa could not keep it in play. This one comes off a Dimbare defender. Some lovely work from Herentials. Good exchanges as the run continues on the far side. But this one goes out of play. Who are you supporting? So quiet. It looks like
Herentials.
they don't like. Is it Herentials? You can tell from their faces.
Meanwhile, from across the country, Stanley, Isaac Gurab has put Simba Bora onto the lead. And on the other side, the Chicken Inn have actually found an equalizer. It's now 1-1 against the other.
Exciting stuff from other centers as the chance comes in. The goalkeeper takes it away. Again, Dynamos looked exposed on that occasion, but the Herentials striker could not find his feet. Mandivei back to his goalkeeper. Here's Magwaza. Yawa all guided through. Gwenya. Looks like Socha Minuka has revamped his defense, completely changed it. Ageman tightly monitored, some good marking being employed. Look at Herentials when they go forward. They make very swift counter-attacks. It takes them just a few seconds to move from one end of the field to the other.
Their transition is sweet and
Very
decisive. They can actually, you can actually see their pattern of play, that whenever they win ball, where they win possession of the ball, the way they find each other and the way they transition into an attacking form.
And the high press, of course, but Benza is caught offside. They are also pressing high. They don't give players so much comfort on the ball. They know that the Dynamos players, some of them are trying to hold on to possession. That's a poor pass from the captain. That's Nyawa, and this time around, Ageman is taken there by Herentials. Clearance. The chance once again for Ageman. Tightly monitored by Majarira. He needs support, gets it. Mandinyenya on the near side. Chiunga plays it through. The referee blows free kick to Dimbare. But then the big question is, can they hit them? It's a very ideal position for a right foot killer. But I doubt if there's anybody in the Dynamos lineup to produce such a shot. Going through this Dimbare lineup, who do you think can take that free kick?
Well, I'm struggling to see who can take that free kick decisively from that range and possibly find the net without playing it to a teammate. You know, it's one of the things that we've been struggling to see in the local game of late, where in this context we would have expected the earlier Dynamos situation to give you something out of this game, out of this situation. But we wait and see if Dynamos can revive those moments of utilizing free kicks that are awarded at the edge of the box.
Temptation Chiunga is behind it alongside Shadrach Nyawa. And I'm just trying to see now Nyawa does have his captain Zambend. Chiunga. Oh, lovely shot, and it's taken away by the goalkeeper. That was a clever effort by Temptation Chiunga, and the goalkeeper was on guard. Chikosi saved the situation for the students. As Chiunga collects possession, clips it through into the box, and Telmo Pio tries a shot from afar, and this one goes horribly wide. No problems there for the students, who are looking at the clock and say 19 minutes to go to the 90. 2-0 they lead. As we take a look at the shot once again. Yes, he took it away from the goalkeeper, but Ichikosi did very well to punch it out.
Yeah, credit to
save
him.
the situation indeed, as Nyawa goes down once again. Has been shifted to the left-hand side of defense.
It was a good free kick from Temptation Chiunga there.
Yeah,
it was on target, maybe not enough venom, but I mean, we need to give it to him. It was a well-taken free kick, but just didn't have enough bite to trouble income with Makoni, who came in as a first half substitute goalkeeper.
With a hospital pass, and this one is taken away. It goes all the way to Tafemutsa so that Dimbare can restart. Telmo Pio. Gwenya. Chiunga temptation. Agemang lays it through, but again, offside. I thought the ref would have allowed play to carry on because the offside player did not actually have possession. And look, but it's his opinion. There's nothing wrong with what he has done. Chigosi prepares to dispatch this kick. 2 goals to the good here for Herentials. That looks more and more like the students will be taking all 3 points home. Can you see how often players are slipping on the field of play? Chiunga did the same in taking that free kick. The goalkeeper has just done that. The first goalkeeper slipped and actually injured himself. As Mandive.
That speaks of the owners of the ground maybe being ill-advised. They watered the pitch maybe too late before kick-off of this game, which is now proving to be a risk for the players, because the surface is slippery and it's actually a risk for the players to play on such a surface.
Yes, indeed, it's now a danger. The chance for Dimbare as they go through. This one, toe poked out of play, and a throw into Dimbare. Some of the players beginning to realize that time is no longer on their side as they push for a goal here, which could give them some hope. It's Madinyenya chasing and given a shoulder charge and onto the turf. Goal kick as we see some of the fans here at Rufaro Stadium enjoying themselves. Here they come once again. Herentials are looking dangerous, but this time around Dimbare managed to clear the danger. Into the center, Madeira trying to find Ageman, and he can't keep the ball in play.
Yeah, I think one will sympathize with Agmeyan.
Yes.
He's not receiving a clean ball supply. You know, he's having to fight for every ball that comes his way. And even if those Dynamos fans watching from the terraces, I don't think they'll be happy with what is happening in their team.
Yeah,
you know, they're struggling to play. Dynamos just can't play fluid, flowing, progressive football. It's a pity.
It's a pity indeed, and you can feel for their fans. It's not going on well. The midfield is actually disjointed, and there is no clean supply to the strikers. As we take a look at the first goal here, lovely flick taken by young Tinotenda Benza, and the bench is obviously up to celebrate. The goalkeeper was moving in the opposite direction, anticipating the flick to come that way, but Benza knew what he was doing and placed it wide of the keeper's reach to make it 1-0 at that stage. It's now 2-0. Herentials in the lead against Dynamos here to Faro Stadium. 15 minutes to the 90. It's not looking good for the blue side of the capital.
And if you look at it statistically, Stanley, Dynamos have conceded 13 goals, which is actually a mid-table kind of conceding. You know, goals, 13 goals, and you are lying 17th. So it speaks of a team that is solid defensively, yes, but not just creating enough goals up front.
Talking to the coach before the match, yeah, he agreed with us that, look, the team is not conceding too many goals, but of course they are not scoring any. Their strikers are terribly lacking. And the scores, of course, from other centers are coming through. Platinum Stars leading 1-0. Simba Bora, ZPC Kariba is now 1-1. As Moors is being held to 0-0, but the match continues here. Dynamos with Ageman, but tightly monitored there. Benza with a loose touch. Mandivei will collect it for Dimbare. Mandinyenya. Again, the return pass is poor from Ageman. Mupoma, wide to the far side to find Chimbetu. Wilmore Chimbetu. Hugging the far side touchline. Guides it backwards. Chama. Oh, he gives away possession. Agemang into the center for Mandinyenya. Playing it on the near side. Mandivei back to Chingwara. Mandivei once again past his marker. Lays it through but doesn't get the pass done. Benza taking a bit long, but Chibetu has taken over here. Danger for Jimbare. The cross comes in. A chance now, and it's over the bar. No problem for the goalkeeper, but it feels like Eric Dombo was fetching the goal unchallenged. Surely he should have asked the goalkeeper to earn his wages.
Yeah, surely. I mean, flighting that ball over the crossbar when you are unmarked actually doesn't do well for the young man. I think he would have done better there. Had he chested, maybe taken even another step further into the box. Look at that ball when it was flighted, a good control, and then he let go of a volley which was off target. Well, he could have done better there. He will feel unhappy of himself there.
Yes, indeed. As Dimbare tried to go through Nyawa, overlapping, he must be one player who is desperate to at least pull one goal back to wipe away memories of what he has done to give Herentials a second goal. An easy touch there. Chibetu breaks loose once again. This one picked up by Mahembe. The cross looks good. Cleared away. And this one on the ground. Dimbare still fighting, and that will be a free kick. That will be a free kick to Dynamos. The fact that she's not smiling, possibly she's not happy with the scoreline here. Herentials 2, Dynamos 0. And this is how the free kick came about, with Eric Dombo heading down his opponent, and that will be a free kick to Dynamos. But Herentials have got a player down as well, and it looks like he needs some assistance. The stretcher is on. Let's take a look at what happened. Well, this is the first goal. Flicked on by Benza. Did not end up Benza. Now Mupuma. Tried a pass, and
at some point Mupuma was desperate there. He didn't have full control of the ball. His final touch actually was out of desperation more than out of intent, because it actually lost balance, and Pride Tafiremutsa was coming in to challenge him. So yeah, a bit for twitchers, but at the end progressive.
Yes, indeed, it ended up being progressive. I think he had spotted another player who was coming on the right, but he didn't see the defender, and the defender as well did not expect to make contact with the ball. Dynamos restart the formula. Chiunga now playing as a right back. And again, Agemang slips on the wet surface, which must have been watered throughout the night, making life difficult. Benza has gone through, but again taken away. Here is Chingwara. To Chiunga. They slip it through on the far side. Nyawa. Here is Ngwenya. Ross. We were talking about purposeful dribbling as we confirm the scoreline. Shadrach Nyawa with an own goal, and Tinotenda Benza with the first one. Chiunga has just collected the possession. Goes through Ralph Kondera. Massive clearance away. But this one has got plenty of height, no breath in it. Madeira trying to slip it through. Agemang, and a good save by the goalkeeper. Kit Madeira had done very well, but the goalkeeper, Chikosi, did very well on that occasion. I think it's the first time that he's been met, the second now, following the free kick.
Yes, yeah, he has actually shown his presence, that he's coming to do well and help his team win.
Lovely ball played through, and the goalkeeper has saved it. Tafiremutsa. Ralph Kondera dictating the pace in the middle of the park. Assisted there by Mupuma. This one goes away. Players are sliding and slipping here. Very unfortunate. Herentials actually lost their goalkeeper. because of the pitch. Dombo, sliding tackle, takes it away illegally according to the referee, with 8 minutes on the clock. Plus, of course, stoppage time. Some fans are still enjoying themselves here at Trufaro Stadium. Socha Minuka expected a big fight, but he didn't get it. And I must say, to a certain extent, his team was a bit too negative, especially in the first half. They're playing the ball backwards every time that they get possession. And the Herentials, on the other hand, were pressing forward and they were rewarded. Now they've got 2 goals. Corner kick to the students. Let's see how this one will be taken. The ref says, let's go. It's played high into the box. Headed over the bar. No problems there for Jafre Mutsa. It was the big frame. And Herentials would like to make a change out of your picture at the moment. Former Dimbare player, they used to call him Maraba Mukambi, will be joining Frey. Yeza Chunga. Ageman doesn't get to the ball at all. Dombo plays it backwards. Good long ball played through. And Chungara was the first to arrive. Guides it all the way back to his goalkeeper. Chimbetu goes down under challenge. Free kick to Herentials. It will be Mahembe. Prince Mahembe comes off. And Mukambi will be coming on. That's a change which indicates that this is a defensive player, Mukambi. It looks like Innocent Benza is locking the door and throwing away the key now.
Yes, I mean, who can fault him for that kind of a strategy? But, of course, one will question, were they under any threat from Dynamos? Maybe not. So, yeah, maybe I think he just wants to solidify and consolidate his 2-0 lead. That's Celestino Benza. You'll be happy with the 2 goals, happy with the 3 points.
As the ball is played through, luckily that was outside the box. It was handball. The referee allowed play to continue. Chingwara clears the danger. Agemang beaten in the air. Pio can't fasten onto that ball. Mukambi with his first touch. Chiunga. Good marking by Dombo. Mupuma all the way back. Data Fremuta to Chingwara. Dombo once again, who has become very active on the right-hand side, plays it for Benza. Oh, he has beaten his man on the ground. Benza! Lack of composure. And the ball is taken away. Dimbare survived. That was a real scare. Madeira. Here's a chance once again for Dimbare. Pio to the far side. Maninyenya. The Dynamos are coming through. Queuing up a shot, laying it forward now for Ross Ngwenya. Brought down, free kick in another good looking position. Eric Dombo committing the crime. Can Chunga be called upon to try his luck once again?
Yeah, one would fancy him to take this free kick and possibly better what he gave us the last time around when he got a free kick almost around that same area.
Yeah, some long faces in the crowd. The scoreline doesn't please those of blue persuasion, because the Herentials are still leading by 2-0 with just about 3 minutes plus stoppage time to the 90. Again, Chunga, temptation behind it. This time around, overcooked, and it goes over the bar. And he looks down in dejection.
Yeah, well, maybe temptation thought to himself, the first time I got it on target, but it didn't have power. This time he says, let me increase my power matrix, but the direction was horribly wrong, way off target, the ball flighting over the bar.
Yeah, that's what happens normally. If you add more power, you lose your precision. Mukambi, Ralph Kaundera, Pio, rounding off his opponent, Angeman, falls under challenge, loses balance on that occasion, and this one is allowed to go out of play. Goal kick to Herentials. The students are in full voice. Away to the left. That is the city end here. Godfrey Mukambi slips it through. And Chingwara trying to shepherd the ball out and desperately trying to clear. And it's going to be a throw in, I think. Herentials will be taking the throw. 1.5 minutes to play. 1.5 minutes away from victory for these students, who are certainly enjoying themselves here. Can Mpuma take this one right into the box and create some mayhem inside the Dynamos box? The back header easily taken away by the goalkeeper, Jafre Mutsa. But who does he play the ball to? Gwenya, brought down by Mpuma, so this will be a free kick. The Herentials are doing all they can. Celestino Benza is a happy man today. Good header away by Majarira. Chimbetu has lost it. Pio turns away from his marker, slips it through. Agemang tries a shot. It's high up in the air. The goalkeeper is off his line. Picked up by Chimbetu. Godfrey Mukambi, and the referee stopped play because the goalkeeper stayed injured on the ground. And here that we could be getting 5 minutes of stoppage time from the referee. This is what happened. Of course, he clattered into an opponent and he's holding his chest. Looks like he bumped into an opponent. The 5 minutes have been confirmed now. 90 minutes plus 5. And therefore, Israel Nevera, I think he has done a good job.
Agreed. 100% Stanley. Agreed.
Some referees have struggled, and he was on point.
And curiously, we haven't seen a yellow card, have we?
I don't think I've managed to pick that one out.
Yeah. From this game so far,
Yeah.
we've got 90 minutes. The referee has actually been firm, decisive, but he hasn't had to sanction anyone.
And I think he was also fair.
Yeah,
Very consistent. He didn't help anybody to get a result. Whatever we have is a result of the team's effort.
Or perhaps because of his body, he's looking fit, that he can possibly deal with you in other ways. So players were actually behaving themselves this afternoon.
Yeah, Israel Nevera is a strongly built man. You have to think twice before you mess around with him. Dombo brings it down on the near side here. Eric Dombo. But it's cleared away by Timbare. And this will be another throw to be taken by Herentials. Shtavira Joseph The Dynamos player is lying injured.
And these are the kind of disruptions that Dynamos does not need at this point of the game, and the way things are at the moment. Dynamos will prefer a flowing game, possibly get a goal out of it, but as it is, well, I don't see a goal coming from Dynamos, the way things are and the way things are going.
Yeah, unfortunately, they are not creative enough to breach the opponent's box, and here is Chimbetu struggling to keep the ball under control. Pio to the center, and it's all taken away. Ralph Kaundera. Yes, indeed, and I'll leave you with Joseph Nkani. And Timbare now still defending. Chunga, temptation, clips it through. And in the end, it comes back to Ralph Kaundera. In the center, that was Mpuma rather. Benza flicks it forward. This one goes out of play. Well, doesn't matter to him. He has done the job, scoring the first goal. The Pio giving away possession. As Timbare now have got what? Just under 2 minutes of trying to find a goal in this match here. Nyawa flicks the ball in the air, and Chibetu will collect it on the far side. A very versatile player, Wilmore Chibetu. He can play as a centre back, playing as a right or left back. He can also play in midfield. He's a typical all-rounder. Throw in.
One thing you questioned Stanley earlier on is where Shadrack Nyawai put his armband. If you notice it closely, he has actually tucked in his armband just below his sleeve. He's still wearing it, it's still on his arm, but he's just tucked it in under the sleeve. Maybe out of disappointment and being shy that he caused an all goal that led to Herentials' second goal.
As Chinotenda Benza goes forward now for Herentials, but he doesn't have the skill. 30 seconds before the end of this encounter, with the Herentials leading by 2-0. Chinotenda Benza and Shadrack Nyawa with an own goal. The throw will come. Of course, the Herentials understandably will take as much time as possible. Mpuma. The referee says, let's go. I think this will be the last piece of action. It's taken through. Dynamos defend it. Dombo takes the shot at goal, and it goes over for a goal kick quickly taken. Here comes Ross, and the referee blows to end the match here at Rufaro Stadium. Dynamos going down by 2-0. Goals coming from Chinotenda Benza after 25 minutes, and Shadrack Nyawa, an own goal 55 minutes. That was in the second half, and of course the players burying their heads in the sand in shame. They know that they didn't do a good job, but he knows that he has done a fantastic job for the students, scoring 2 goals, making some vital changes that kept his team very, very vibrant indeed, putting Dynamos under pressure for most part of the game. And there you see the fans appreciating Frank Agemang by handing him some money.
Yeah, he fought a lone battle.
He's always fighting a lone battle. So I think the Timbare technical team must have a good look at how they are playing. The system is exposing him, and it leaves him, without any support up front. But then your thoughts about the entire 90 minutes, Joe?
Desperate Dynamos, disjointed Dynamos, disappointing Dynamos and happy Herentials. I mean, this game, of course, the Herentials dominated the game. They showed what they wanted to do. They had intent from the onset, and they were justified to get the 2 goals. But I didn't see any resistance from Dynamos. I didn't see any promise from Dynamos, save for 2 chances that we saw, one from a free kick that actually troubled the Herentials goalkeeper, and another attempt. But other than that, Dynamos are not inspiring. One then wonders, where will Dynamos revive themselves? Where will Dynamos redeem themselves? It seems it's difficult times for Dynamos. D for difficult times, Dynamos.
Indeed, they have difficult times, but if you look at their history, Dynamos have always benefited from their fans. The fans. They are the ones who used to buy players for them. You know, I remember the likes of Taoya Murewa being picked up from Kotwa in Mtoko there to come and play at Rufaro Stadium when the team couldn't afford it, but the fans would do that for the team. But this time around, it looks like the fans have taken a back seat.
Yes.
They are not even attending matches. Those with money in their pockets are not getting interested. We know that they used to have people like Job Kadengo, the late, the others who quickly come to mind. Those are some of the people who supported the team, Stanford Moyo and others. But this time around, those people are no longer there. And I think
Well, Dynamos go down again. All right, I will tell you what. Just looking at the chair, one of the 2 chairs. Wow. We can't see Chief Justice. Chief Justice, Urigwe. Chief.
I got this. I got this.
He had run away. But I thought he said, no, let me finish the show. I will have pity on Chief Justice. But he had, he came back. Well, Dynamos remain 1 place above Kwekwe United. They've gone down again. At least if they had won, maybe they would have gone into 16th place. But meanwhile, Herentials, the students, have jumped from 8th. They are now 6th. So remember, last season, they were the best placed team in H-Town. Right, what we're going to do now, we are returning to Rufaro Stadium and first catch up with Madzibaba Sol Chaminuka of Dynamo Dimbari.
Right, Coach, a tough one to take for you, but difficult game at home. 2-0 against the Herentials, where potentially the fans thought it's a victory for you to pick 3 points and ease the relegation zone. Your overall assessment of the match?
I think it's one game that we considered easy goals. And call them mistakes, call them anything. But that's a game of football for you, right? And we go back, we are going to prepare again, and we keep on fighting.
And of course, we saw chances come in early in the first half where the intention was shown, but it wasn't exerted to the fullest. But your message to the boys going forward and what you need to do as a team?
We need to be convincing in terms of our completion of our attacks. We play, we get there, but at the end of the day, we have nothing to show him. And we have to keep on working, and we have done a lot of work. We will continue to doing work that is, directed to finishing and scoring goals. The game of football is about goals, and goals they scored, so they have won.
Tough luck, Coach. All the best.
Thank you.
All right. That was the Dynamos coach. That is, and now we are joined by the triumphant coach for Herentials. Beautifully constructed game. You must be happy with how it went out. First goal in the first half, second goal in the second half. Your strategy. Tell us more about the game, how you plan this one.
Yeah. Firstly, we had gone for 5 games without scoring even a single goal. And we knew that coming to today's game and playing again at Rufaro, we're supposed to score. And at first, I introduced the 3 strikers. And it worked very well because we managed to get that goal. And then in the second half, we managed to get another goal, and I'm happy with the boys.
And looking at the 10 of the second half of the seaon, where you want to be as a team? What's the strategy going forward? Are you adding new players? What's the strategy here? Maybe if you can let us into that. Yeah, definitely we're going to add 2 or 3 players at the moment, because there are some departments that we feel that we need some depth. And our goal, as we said earlier on, is that we try to finish in the top 4. If you fail, then we'll have failed to meet our targets, because last year we finished 5th. So we're going to fight very hard to try and finish in the top 4. All right, Coach, all the best, but congratulations on your victory today. Thank you very much. All right, there you have it, the Herentials coach there. Charles, it's over to you and back to you in the studio.
Thank you so much there to Vava Valentine Mabogo there, just talking to first Madzibaba Sol Chaminuka and then Uncle Paul Celestino Benza, the triumphant coach, saying add 2 or 3 players there. So double celebration, remember, for Tariro Benza there today. Right, Chief Justice, as we take a look, that was after the first goal, and I know that like a stab right through your heart there.
Yeah, you know, I firstly, congratulations to them. Very good game. And of course, scoring 2 goals. And it's good for Herentials, you know, and very bad for Dynamos. They are not picking up points. They are not doing anything to gain, run away from the relegation. Yep. It's a miserable performance, right, I would say. And of course, the young boys, you know, some of them, they look tired, and with the journey is too long. And of course, there are a lot of games coming up and very difficult. I'm not quite sure how they are going to manage to raise up and gain the bar, and of course try to maintain and win few 3, 4, 5 games so that they can ease up the relegation threats. But for now, I don't see Dynamos is not doing so well.
That's right. Coach Bex, just quickly, what now for Dimbare? Their next game is against High Flyers. Tell one, the Wi-Fi boys, away at Ascot Stadium.
No, it's really going to be very, very difficult for Dynamos. And I think at the moment, when I look at the technical team, the body language of Sol Chaminuka tells me that he has tried everything to make sure that they start showing signs of revival. But I think there is one thing which is lacking. The executive has to act now. If they don't act, Dynamos are going to be relegated. It's their duty to make sure that this window, as early as end of by Friday, they should be able to bring in at least 5 players who are required to be registered, so that at least they will say, this is material we've given to the coaches. Now they can do whatever they can do. If they think those coaches will save Dynamos, then they are lying to themselves.
Wow. Well, at least we've heard that Wisdom Mutasa is back at Dynamos. Can he do it? We've also heard that Denver Mukamba is training again at Dynamos. Will he come back? We don't know. Well, that's just about it. It just leaves me to thank Chief Justice Majavi. I'll have to go with him all the way home. I will have
escort him.
Yeah, back home to the lovely Mrs. Majavi. And thanks so much, Chief Justice. I'll be with you. But we look forward to seeing you again the next time.
Thank you, Legendary. And I also want to give another thank you to you for comforting me.
All right. And thanks so much, Coach Bex. Back in Pilonyoni. We'll see you again the next time.
Thank you, CNN.
Right. Okay. Many thanks, of course, to you, because you're always with us here on ZBC TV. That's it. Do enjoy the rest of your viewing here on ZBC TV. From everybody from the ZBC TV Sports crew, fronted by our producers, Bevan Shinurai, Stuart Suriwa, Tinashe Manyoni, and Gina Gwanzura. Yes, we say, remember to take care of your loved ones and each other. I'm Charles, CNN Mabika. Until we meet again, it's bye-bye for now.